All right, we're talking Cramer's rule today and finding the determinant of a 2x2 matrix. So off to the side here, you're gonna see a bunch of the formulas. Now I'll refer to these as we go through it and how we're gonna use it, but this is actually how we're gonna apply it. We learned how to solve systems of equations by graphing, substitution, elimination, but we just learned how to use Cramer's rule. So I wanna make sure we understand all the process of it. And if you get good at it, it's a really fast method to solve. You can multiply, you can subtract, and divide, you're fine. So here's how it works. To define the determinant of any 2x2 matrix, it's essentially left to right cross multiplication minus right to left cross multiplication. Now we're going to be using that quite a bit here, okay? And off to the side here I have my formulas of, now m being the first coefficient of my x, n being the first coefficient of my y, d being the equals, p being the coefficient of my second x, q being the coefficient of my second y, and b being what it equals. So to find x, it's going to be the determinant of the x matrix over the determinant of the coefficient matrix. This c represents the coefficient matrix. Y, coefficient of the y matrix, over the coefficient of, over the determinant of the coefficient matrix. Now, these are the matrix that make up x and the coefficient, make up y and the coefficient. Looks crazy, right? So let's actually see what it looks like. First off, I need to identify all my coefficients and equals. So if I want to start finding my x value, first thing I have to do is set up my x matrix over my coefficient matrix, okay? Now you notice the x matrix, D and B, the equals goes first. So I get a negative 23 over negative 2. And the y coefficients go second, negative 2, 1. Okay? That is the x matrix. We're going to be finding the determinant of it in a second. The coefficient's easy. The coefficient, it literally is just the coefficients. So 5, negative 2, 2, 1. So now we need to find the actual determinant. The way we find the determinant, as stated already, left to right diagonal minus right to left diagonal. So up top, I'm going to get negative 23 times 1 minus negative 2 times negative 2. Again, this multiplication minus that multiplication. I'm going to do the exact same thing on the bottom. 5 times 1 minus negative 2 times 2. Again, all I'm doing is using the determinant formula with the x matrix and the determinant formula with the coefficient matrix. So we'll continue this process. I get a negative 23. 1, 2, 3 negatives stays negative. Minus 4 all over. This one's a little nicer. 5, 2 negatives makes it a plus 4. All I do is multiply. That's all we did. Now, combine like terms. You'll get negative 27 over 9, which we should all know, and if you don't, well, you're already screwed, negative 3. So my x value for this systems of equations is negative 3. All right? All you're going to do is the same exact process to find the y. Now, notice the matrix is going to be different, but the nice thing is, does everybody notice that you have the same coefficient matrix in both of them? So I'm going to go straight to this. Nailed it. I know the determinant of my coefficient matrix is 9. So once you do it once, don't do it twice. Be intelligently lazy. That's what I'm about. All right, creating my y matrix. All right, this time I start, notice I'm following the formula, with the coefficients of the x. 5, 2. And my equals goes second. Just a quick thing to help you memorize this. Notice the x and the y matrix both have the equals, but in the x matrix, they come first. In the y matrix, they come second. Kind of makes sense, right? If you're listed in an xy pair, x goes first, so x gets the equals first. Y goes second, so the y matrix gets the equals second. And then lastly, with the x, if I want to find x, that means I got to use the y's. If I want to find y, I got to use the x's. Okay? Follow our determinant process. I know the bottom will be 9, but I get 5 times negative 2 minus negative 23 times 2. The same process over and over. I end up with negative 10, double negative, plus 46 over 9, giving me 36 over 9, which gives us 4. You have just used Cramer's rule to solve systems of equations. Your final answer is negative 3, 4. That's how to find the determinant of a 2 by 2 matrix and use those skills applied to Cramer's rule to solve.